We're now here in a nice village in New Valley.
We're in the valley. Yes.
Hi, I'm with my good friend, property guru, the expert Carl D. We're now here in a nice village in New Valley.
We're in the valley.
Okay,
Yes.
hindi tayo bayad ni Ayala nito, no? But we like to visit new places. Now, Carl, in the last few years, there's been a parang ano ba yan? People are really wanting to buy outside Metro Manila. What's a trend here?
Kuya Artie, thank you. It's good to see you again after 2.5 long years. And hello everybody for following and watching Kuya Artie's video. So yung question ni Kuya Artie about what's happening, I think I want to share with you, Kuya Artie, na to understand what's happening with property, we have to understand what's happening with the human beings.
Okay,
Kumbaga,
okay.
it's all driven by the people.
Yeah.
Diba? The movement of people. So the past 2 years, because of pandemic, talagang na-feel ng tao na, oh my, it's not as easy to live in a condo because I'm locked in. I cannot just go out of my room. I cannot just use the outdoor amenities, and I cannot just go to the gym and all. So biglang yung desire for outside Metro Manila came out.
I need air.
I need air. I need air. But of course, definitely the Zoom made the help.
The work from home
the work
environment.
From home option.
Okay.
Kasi I remember before, pag sinabi mong, nasaan ka? Nasa bahay nagtatrabaho, kalokohan. That's
Yeah,
not valid.
yeah.
But now, that sudden shift.
Even the corporations are warming up to the idea that, well, because they were forced. Now, parang,
Yeah.
okay, now that we're opening up the economy, pwede naman pala no?
Yes.
But, Carl, atas natin ng konti, the trend was not the same before pandemic.
Oh, wala.
Because like, let's say we're in Novali, this was started like 12, 14 years ago.
Yes,
Or longer,
07,
no?
yeah,
07 pa
06,
pala, no? Okay, so there was a resurgence and then you mentioned medyo nag-die down yung, stuff like this, and then eventually, nagbago ba talaga? So, what were the trend prior to pandemic, during pandemic, and then now post-pandemic?
Oh yeah, pre-pandemic, Kuya Artie, ang mga trend niyan is Pogo. Diba? So many people were kind of like rushing into the Pogo market.
So, condo.
Condo,
Okay.
Mall of Asia area. Condos was very strong kasi expats were also
Yeah.
coming in. You have this bull
Yeah.
run starting from 2010, 2012. You had this bull run. Expats were coming in, all physically coming to the country. So expats were strong. My phone? Yes. Expats were strong. And then people were concentrated in the business districts.
Okay, so the
Yun.
business developments like PGC, Alabang,
Oh, yeah.
Ortigas, of course Makati,
Yes.
with and some areas, no, there were the booming areas. So and then there were developments outside Metro Manila. Medyo slow by that time.
Oh yeah. At that time, pre-pandemic talagang people were just parang focusing on business districts
Yeah.
inside Manila.
Yeah.
But when
And
pandemic came,
even the buying, parang napansin mo ba, Carl, before they were buying properties here, pero more for long-term land bank type.
Yeah.
Kaya parang bibili ako pero matagal pa akong plano. And that kind of changed during the pandemic.
I think, Kuya Artie, the biggest game changer talaga is 4 letters. ZOOM.
The Zoom.
Zoom. So when
Yeah.
Zoom came, suddenly, hey, I can build a house by the mountains and communicate with my team.
Yeah.
And I won't even be judged na I'm not coming to the office as a
Yeah.
boss. So,
Okay.
yun yung nagbago talaga.
wow.
Even for the boss, Kuya Artie, ngayon, somehow the boss meron ng right not to come to the office.
Okay.
Diba?
So the developments outside Metro Manila,
Yun.
places like this and some other areas, no?
Yeah.
They started to parang, uy, teka, gusto. Kasi, just to be very practical, it's almost, unlike your Tito Carl, who can buy houses in Metro Manila, it's almost,
Yeah.
in a way, ang pakit-pakit nga, no? Nearing impossible already.
Yeah,
You have 100 million pesos for a house, not even a super high-end location,
There you go. Alam mo, Kuya Randall, what makes it different in, let's say, places like New Valley? So I'm a New Valley fan. If you follow me and Marvin's video, we've been
And you
talking
were an
about
early,
this.
early investor here, no?
I will just share
Oo.
that in a bit. No?
Pero kasi Carl, di ba, there was a time, di ba, like people like me, okay, yeah, ang ganda ng Nuvali and stuff, or whatever other areas, not just Nuvali, pero I want to live in the city.
Okay.
I want to live in, and because I want to live in the city, okay na ako. I'm resigned to the fact that I have to and live in a small area, confined space. Anyway, pagbaba ko naman, merong mall. Pagbaba ko naman, malapit-lapit na konting park.
Very good.
So that's the time. And but those behaviors too actually eventually changed.
You're right, Kuya Artie. I think it's not a massive migration naman. It's like a new segment that came out.
Okay.
A segment of people who are able to work and live at least a bit far from Manila. But alam mo, Kuya Artie, kanina I remember now, we were mentioning about the prices of Metro Manila.
Yeah.
So talagang,
Crazy.
okay, aside from it's being crazy or expensive, imagine mo, we're here right now in an Avida in New Valley, and you have houses here na 150 square meter yung size ng lote. This is the smallest, na 150 square. Imagine if that's in Metro Manila, baka yung 150 square is not in a well-organized neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's
not in a gated village.
It's not in a gated village, hodgepodge, tapos wala na yung community. So yun yung opportunity that presented by this mixed-use developments of developer. Yung opportunity na I have 150 square, it's not so expensive.
And tingnan mo, yung background natin, ang ganda ng pool area, di ba?
Magsiswimming si Kuya Randa mamaya, abangan. Watch till the end.
Magki-speedo si Carl.
So those are the different change. Ang daming factors.
Yeah.
Yung price ng Metro Manila sobrang mahal, hindi naman quality.
And also, yun nga yung sabi ko nga before, parang now that we've opened up the economy, parang, I don't know, did you see this trend? Parang, people are not used to the traffic anymore. parang ganun yung areas, no? So, what I noticed, no, people who were able to go to live in areas like this, finally, some of them, they started to rent, or maybe some of them went back to their provinces. Parang many of them are not willing to go back to the Manila life.
Yes.
So, that's why it's really affecting prices here.
Yes. So,
Okay.
property prices in Nuvali are also increasing, mainly because of the stronger demand than pre-pandemic. Kasi not only ito I just wanna guide you, no, not only because it's a nicer place or what, but because of the price point, the overall amount. Like here, if you have maybe 8 million-ish, maybe you already have a small house and lot.
Yeah.
The house may be small, but definitely bigger than a condo.
But that's just a one bedroom in BGC, not even
8 million or 36 square studio, very tight. Ito, may lupa, kaya ba house. So, that change in the overall amount made it more desirable.
Yeah.
Also, I think the Zoom, the
makes
internet
work.
is an enabler. And especially, alam mo, I remember with Marvin, we were talking about New Valley.
Marvin Guillermo, our friend.
6-7 years ago. The formula has to be, you're able to have your kids study. That's the time you move, no? But ultimately, your work has to be able to move with you.
Yeah.
So yun yung na-solve nung pandemic, yung pag-move.
Dati kasi kailangan entrepreneur ka lang or something like that. Or that's why people are working for this area, or maybe you work in Alabang. But that's not a factor anymore. And one of the trends that I saw, maybe you're seeing it also, no? So people, now that there's a back to work order, it's happening right now, no? Back to work order, we'll talk to you about that. Back to work order, some people are unwilling. So mag-resign na lang, they're looking for a job that will allow them to continuously work from home. And that's why property prices here are not just holding, no? It's beginning to start to increase again.
Yes.
So new prices kasi marami pa new development, and even secondary market.
So we call it the pre-selling from the developer, resale by developer, and the resale by owner in the secondary market.
So all of those factors you'll see a bump up in prices.
Yes. Alam mo, I remember Kuya Artie, sabi nga nila, when was the best time to buy property? It was during the first 6 months of the pandemic. Right now, New Valley, just maybe a reference, so it's running at around 40,000 per square pesos.
Alam mo, Carl, I remember talking to you during pandemic and you were encouraging me. Sabi niya, 33,000 makabili ka. Is it 40 now?
It's 40 now.
And that's like less than 2 years?
During the pandemic, the lowest transaction we closed was 19,000 per square.
Wala na ganun ngayon?
Wala na ganun ngayon. Ito, funny story, no? So 2 years ago, we see it first 4-5 months, freeze. We were like, no transactions.
People were afraid.
Not moving.
Right.
And then when slowly open up, that's where the bagsak presyo happens. And those courageous ones who foresee the future took it at 19.
So how long did that last? 4 or 5 months lang?
What's happening kasi...
I'm sure nung lumalabas yung mga vaccine, started to...
Yes. people will tell me, Carl, so ang bilis naman mag-adjust ng price. But Kuya Randall, the real happening is prices are lined up just like the stock market. 19,000, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25. It's always been there. But ang nangyayari is yung 19 gets taken.
So, ito na iiwan.
20.
So, mamaya, kung nag-price ka ng 24, maaabot sa'yo.
Yeah, I remember nga, there was a time pa na we were bringing clients here. Diba? Middle of pandemic to, maybe first 1 year. Namamahalan sila sa 25. Carl, can you give me something na 22, 21? Kung wala na 25. And those who skip 25, now it's at least...
So, what's the range now?
Okay.
Okay, it's now August 2022.
Okay.
Ano na ang range natin ngayon?
So it's been 2.5 years.
Sa inventaryo mo, ano na? And then also look at the new ones that Ayala is offering.
The new ones with Ayala is around 38 to 40.
Wow.
38 to 40. So averaging at 40.
Okay.
And there's not much supply. So very limited din yung
Okay.
supply.
Okay.
And if you're interested pala, please message me.
And Carl, kasi I was talking to, of course, I work with the developers also. So because of the pandemic, medyo nag-slow down sila ng supply. They don't want to have an oversupply.
Yeah.
So the supply is now starting to catch up pa din. Kasi nag-hold din sila ng development and turnovers and stuff like that. So yung supply, hindi rin ganun kadami. That's why they can supply and demand. They can maintain that price that they want. Okay?
Good point, Kuya RT, no? But for New Valley specifically, there's also not much land anymore.
Yan. Kasi you have to develop it pa. Kasi di ba, you have to, area. Okay, so again, the limitation of inventory also, di ba?
It's been 15 years na.
Yeah, so parang patapos na yung development.
It's more of, from a developer point of view, tapos na yung land for residential lots.
Yeah, yung mga iniwan lang nila.
So they're now doing slowly condos.
Okay.
So
I remember we were talking about, I think it was last year, yung Carly went around, nasa may bandang Makiling na di ba? Yung area. Kaya, wow. Okay, and this is like a huge place, by the way. So later, maybe footages. This is a huge place. So, guys, you really have to, again, at the end of the day, sabi ko, are you buying for investing? Iba yung reasons mo. Are you buying for a primary house? So, you have to be careful also on what your decisions will be. And things do change. So, moving forward, now we've entered the post-pandemic world. Okay? And there's been a pressure now, not just from companies, even the government, to go back to work. There's a pressure they're forcing the schools to open. So may mga ganyan bagay.